drawing up your essay plan. So in other words, first write on a piece of paper your introduction. What are you going to say to the examiner in the introduction? They say here, a discussion on procedures used in human resource management and why these procedures are important. Can you see? Your introduction will tell you, and it links, although it links with the case study as well as the question. It doesn't have we didn't copy it just from that. The body, the human resource provision, in other words, the recruitment process. Trainment and development, another part, the increase of productivity. Labor relations, in other words, all those acts that are applicable on the HR function. Performance and appraisal, in other words, productivity, the quality of products, conditions and employment, and then number 3, reasons, and then number 4, it is the conclusion. Right. Now you are going to write the essay. Things to remember when writing the essay are the following. Remember, outline it. Introduction, three sentences, body, and you break your body up into subdivisions, and the conclusions. And very important, your conclusions, only 2 sentences. Right. Using diagrams to illustrate your answers, we are not going to use that one for now, and then writing a concluding. This is the last part of the steps. Writing a concluding paragraph. Now, very important is you have started with an introduction, and your introduction gives you navigates you to what your body will be. And when you are finished with your body, now you come to the conclusion, and very, very important is your conclusion must link with your introduction. This is especially important if you are answering an evaluation question. The conclusion gives you the opportunity to draw your points together and to weigh up the arguments put forward. With a 2-part question, ensure that you have allocated your time effectively between the 2 parts. Don't spend too much time on the first half of the question. It is particularly important to work out how long to spend on each part of the 2 parts carrying very equal mark weighting. The use of subheadings and headings. Further things to examine, the examiner wants is when awarding marks for facts, take note of the sub-maxima. Remember, the headings and the subheadings are encouraged and contribute to insight and indicate clearly of thought. The summary plans for an essay. Now, matrix, listen to this one. The summary should be on an A4 size page in length. It should have headings, subheadings, reduced flow diagrams if this is needed. Details should be in point form. The summary should point out whose ideas are important. Note points of discussion and criticism. It is very important that the summary should form a coherent whole pattern. The summary, therefore, takes into account ionic and symbolic aspects of the work that you are dealing with. The construction of a good summary is time-consuming business, and while constructing it, a reference should be made to notes and relevant textbooks. The summary should be a completed answer to a single essay type question or a section of work. Very, very important. Remember that the summary forms the basis of a good essay. Right. I'm going for the second half of this presentation. And very, very important is, I have done now the theory part of how to prepare yourself to sit and answer such question. I hope that you have taken up all these ideas that I've given you, and now we are going to come up and see with the practical side of it. Now they say, now it's your turn to put theory into practice. Remember, next week on the 19th, it is your turn to put what I'm going to say to you today into practice on a piece of paper. It is important to follow the steps in each of the following questions. First of all, remember the steps. Write or read the question, step 1. In other words, read until you understand it. What is wanted? Draw up a plan. Step 2, draw up a plan for your essay. And then step 3, write your essay. Remember, your essay must have an introduction. Your essay must have a body. And very, very important, there must be a conclusion. Learning your essay. Follow the above steps and draw up a very detailed summary plan and test yourself. Do the following. Right. But I'm not going to look into these old previous question papers. I'm going to use another one, and we are going to use a question paper of our trial or our preparatory examination.